All right, everyone. It is the beginning of June. DJ, you're about to be out of town for a month, so this is going to be an interesting period. We're getting into the thick of summer, and so there is some stuff going on that you know, they, they're moving. What is it? They're on the move. Really, they're really just coming for us. And so the first step of this was releasing Grand Siegfried, which, I mean,
That's not Grimnir.
it wasn't Grimnir. Siegfried is the same voice as Thor, though, so that's the
That is
closest thing
that
that
is
we've got.
that's
That's
a really stretch. We have three Dragon Knights in one banner and one the other banner.
that's
We are not
um
even.
that's also how the disciples are, isn't it? One of them was also uneven. All right, so the other one that we got is Skuld, who was from the event. So at some point there will be a dark Grimnir. He will be on a horse. That much we know. But just because he appeared in the event, they've kept us waiting a long time for these things before as well. So things like Kupitan 5-star. We still
Okay,
don't
but
have.
that was a 5 star. That was an already existing character.
Yeah, the Zeta stuff was delayed for a while. We still don't. They have the sprite for a playable Lucifer, but they just haven't done anything with it. It just was one story beat in that anniversary event.
Yeah, something happened to him.
Yeah.
Surprise.
All right. So anyway, um, let's dig into this, shall we? So let's go with the one that I can actually find, which is Skuld. So the two things that we were looking at when we were discussing last night when we were talking about this with Skuld was like the very very specific things that she's looking for in her skill 2 and her skill 3. So we'll probably go there first. So
It's easier than Kubiton's like requirements.
which is 3 red
Yeah, and I think there's 0 characters with 3 red, or is there only like 3 characters with 3 red?
for water. Um,
Yeah.
there was freaking original Lancelot, which
Oh yeah,
that
you're definitely using him.
yeah, that one's definitely looking forward to whenever Tristed is around. So anyway, here's Gunst der Helden. So 30% boost to wind charge bars and refresh. Pretty bland for an a 10 turn cooldown. So the thing is, based on the number of yellow skills that the ally has, then they get an
Up to
extra
two.
thing, up to 2. So if you have just one yellow, you will get 100 meter instead of 30. Well, sorry, you get instant standby instead of 30, which is mechanically different. Um, and then if you have a second yellow button, you get auto ignition for the next turn also.
Yep. Characters that works with. Katse, he has 4. Katura has 3 yellows.
hmm
There's actually a lot of characters with a minimum 2 yellows.
Yeah, like Seaphon has 3 yellow, for example.
Okay, which is a funnier one because he already gives instant standby to himself.
Yeah, and everybody else. So
No,
uh,
that one waits a turn.
yeah. But anyway, um, so yeah, like that button, easy to fulfill the condition on. Much more difficult to fulfill the condition on while fulfilling the first condition. Here's Moral Steigern, which is wind attack, CA specs. The CA specs on a button is pretty common. It lasts 5 turns. It's a 12 turn cooldown though and a 5 turn lockout. So,
It's cheated out by Gale Bursting, which is a 4 chain.
mhm. And so the thing is, from here, you ask for red buttons. So first red button, you get an extra nuke after your CA when you do your boosted CA.
Yeah, for the 5 turns.
And then the second red button, you get CA reactivate. So the the goal here is to have allies who have 2 yellow, 2 red. It's very easy to do on, say, a boogeyman main character, for example.
That's not a real goal. A real goal, okay? Because there's
Yeah,
only 3 characters that have that.
yeah. Okay, so the easy
No,
one,
Grand Grimnir,
yeah.
Milsabel, and Grand Rosetta.
Hmm.
And you don't care about Grand Rosetta CAing.
And well, Melissa Bell also ignites herself, so
You care about her because she cuts down cooldowns when she
true.
reactivates,
Yeah, that is true.
and Grimnir gets his stacks faster.
Yeah, but what's like that's having exactly 2 yellow, 2 red is sort of the goal here. And if there's 2 characters that she works perfectly with, the rest of this package though is still like I think I would rather have the um 2 yellow effect than 2 red, but of course the ideal is having both of them.
All right, let's go through the like 2 or more red. Let's see here. Astariola, don't care about him CAing. Matera, she doesn't get anything on CAing twice. Negi, I don't think he even can because he needs to use two spells to activate.
Hmm.
Sutera doesn't care about seeing twice. Vera can activate Nitro Force twice, I guess. That's kind of cool. Ami's okay. She kind of needs to CA more often.
Yeah, we were talking about this where it's just like Ami is so bad at multi-attacking that having someone else boost her meter is very welcome.
Let's see here. Azusa doesn't really need to CA reactivates.
Hmm.
Extending the tension by 2 when it's a 5 turn duration on a 6 turn cooldown.
Hmm.
You only need CA once. Kazante really good. Research skill cooldown.
Hmm. What are the colors on?
Carmelina doesn't actually matter.
What were the numbers on Randall again for in terms of button? It's like, is it 2 yellow, 1 red, or 1 yellow, 2 red
I
for
believe it's
Randall?
2 reds, but
Okay,
Randall doesn't matter because he already double CAs by himself.
right.
Charlotta doesn't matter because she already double CAs past turn 10 when it matters the most.
Hmm.
Uh, Christina exists. Freyr can't get more than three Sacred Blades, so it's useless. Gawain, lol. Joy doesn't get anything bonus from double CAing.
Hmm.
Kokoro doesn't do double heals, I guess. But Kokoro's actively bad because she can't join Train Burst.
Yeah, so she doesn't turn on the Gale Burst. Although, the goal, like part of the condition, I mean, is if somebody is CA reactivating, then you theoretically could afford to have one person not contribute to it.
That's a horrible ask to put on the team.
Yeah, exactly. So you don't really need to
Lancelot
do
does
that.
not get anything. We already talked about Melissa Bell. Mirin is okay. He
Yeah.
already does it anyways, but
Hmm.
this happens on her off turn, so it's fine.
Yeah.
Monica, good. Monica's always good.
Yeah.
Noise gets nothing. Nectar can extend his monoflow, which is pretty all right.
Hmm.
Noir doesn't get anything. Randall already talked about.
Right.
Raphael's cool.
Yeah, that's true.
He'll get 4 stacks instead of just only 2, and also double dispel. We already talked about Rosetta. Sessa doesn't matter. Shion is actually kind of bad with her because you want her at 50 meter, and if you see reactivate, you go to 0.
Hmm.
Siegfried, he gets deliverance. That's kind of cool. Santa Lisa actually turbo steel and dust faster with this.
So actually, with Raphael and his double CA, I think that if you're building the team right, you get the full 8 Smaragdos on that turn, which is kind of sick. Anyway.
Vayne doesn't really get anything from double seeing. He just gets another damage.
Hmm.
Veldora would be cool. If you have them,
Yeah. Yeah.
and then Yuel doesn't really get anything.
Okay. But so there's about 3 or 4 characters who with the two red requirement work out well with Skuld. All right,
Yeah, some of
that's
them are really good characters.
yeah. So she zeroes in on basically that group of say half a dozen-ish characters, like 6 to 10 characters that we've named off, who work really well with her. And that's just those two skills. So we go on to the rest of this kit. All right. So we already talked about how Gale she wants Gale Burst also, and that gives you the ability to cast her skill 3 more often. And
Yeah,
then
that's a easier thing to fill because Wynn's really good at seeing.
mhm. And then Noble Valkyrie, she wants to have 15 or more buffs on her, which um,
That one's hard.
that one's harder because a lot of the premier buffers do not have both yellow and red. The MC provides a certain number of them, but not, the full number.
And she doesn't provide that much to herself.
Hmm.
Her CA gives her 2 buffs.
Yeah.
The refresh exists.
Let's see here.
Wind attack, CA damage, and CA cap. That's not a lot.
Yeah, and out of the characters that we named, like Melissa Bell doesn't buff anybody else on the team really. Grimnir
Nope.
does. Yeah, Grimnir does a bit. He has what? Dispel cancel. He has let's see what else that he gives.
1 time CA damage, CA and cap. So that doesn't
Arm
work that well.
3 turns of armor. So it's dispel cancel armor. Mirror image falls off immediately, so that is only 1 time. Okay.
The shield's gonna fall off immediately.
Yeah, so it's like 3 of them that are provided by Grimnir. So yeah, well, the MC is probably going to have to do a lot of the heavy lifting when it comes to buffing. If you're trying to do everything that Skuld has on the plate, right?
But babysitting is just too annoying.
Yeah. But yeah, the other goal here, the other payoff for having 15 or more buffs is that I'm not even going to try and pronounce this one. Her skill 1 gets 12 hits and 4 debuffs
That's all
when
right.
she presses it.
It's a tall ask though.
Hmm.
If it was 10 buffs, it'd be easier.
But yeah, like she wants everybody to do skill stuff and CA stuff. Uh, Pretty much none of this has anything to do with normal attacking. So, you know, that's the character that we have been given essentially. Uh, that said, what do you think of the entire package as a whole now that we've looked at it?
Too much effort.
Okay, that is I think a fair assessment.
Like most of like the only character that really cares about seeing and doing skill damage is like Katura.
Hmm.
And she's already really fine at actually just giving herself meter really fast anyways.
And
So there's
then
no point of the auto ignition if you built the team correctly already.
hmm And then we've talked a bit about like the full auto form of Grand Grimnir, uh, and he does want to CA a bunch of times to get to his God of War 10 ASAP, but
But
he
it's also
also
not
doesn't.
that long.
Yeah, it's not that long to get there. All right, I mean,
Yeah, he gets like one every skill. He gets 2 from CAing, and he can get CA meter really fast. He also CA reactivates already
hmm
on skill 3. So it's like you didn't need to like try to turn out because by the time probably Skuld has his up,
hmm
Grimnir's probably already at 10
okay, yeah,
because it has a 5 turn ready.
which makes me wonder, like, yeah, where else they were thinking of going with this. Maybe we'll get like a Wind Odin or something like that. Like people were thinking that when they do a follow up to this story and Odin's recovered, it's like maybe he'll be Wind also, and Skuld will work with him. I don't know. But yeah, I don't see this character being used unless you like her.
Yeah, that's about it.
Okay. All right, on to, and I'm
It
going
also
to
has
have to.
no way to protect their own buffs by themselves. Is also like a not a good selling point.
Yeah, that's fair. All right, so we now the other one that we had is Grand Siegfried. Um, we had let's see a few references to that, but I'm going to have to use the wiki page for this. So boop. Grand Siegfried. Um, they did this to us like right before summer. They do have a Dragon Knights event going into side stories this month with Lion Stirs, so that's part of their excuse. So maybe we'll get more follow-ups on that kind of thing, leading up into the next time that they do their annual Dragon Knights event. But all right, let's take a look at this guy, shall we? So,
So like all normal Siegfried, he has a very selfish buff
mhm,
in the Blood of the Dragon instead of Magnians.
mhm.
It gets more powerful every time you class it, and it casts on CA.
So the goal, as far as I understand it, is to CA 3 times, and then he's at full power. So, um, step one, you press Blood of the Dragon. He gets attack up, defense up, cap up the first time. The second
Yeah, so
time, oh, go
it's
ahead.
100% perpetuity. Really, it's a really good numbers. 100% defense and 40% cap.
Mhm,
Uh, the issue with cap is that you're gonna hit that cap really fast with those numbers already.
mhm.
Like you probably even need the 40% that you probably hit hard cap.
Right. So the second time he casts this, which is either in 8 turns or if he just CAs once, then he also gets guaranteed triple attack. The
For
third,
3 turns.
yeah, the third time it happens, which is probably the second time that he CAs, because he does not have a meter penalty anywhere, unlike say Percival or Lancelot.
Yeah, but those two have guaranteed a hit number of hits
Yeah. Then after that he starts doing Earth Chaser,
of 50%.
and then the fourth time maybe you'll actually get this from the natural cooldown coming up is when he starts getting normal attack damage amp.
Yeah, it's 30%. Really good multiplier. It's on selfish button though, so that makes sense.
Hmm. And so uh that's the like the goal, right? That's your full reward for having this character on your team and doing his little subquest. The rest of this kit, so all right, he's got his defense down and damage taken amped nuke.
That it can auto cast after the first CA.
Hmm. Uh, After the second CA, it not only does it auto cast after his normal attacks, but it comes off of cooldown.
Does it happen on the second CA or after the second CA? I don't have this character, so I cannot test
Yeah,
this.
I would have to ask Isaiah.
It'll be
Um,
really bad if it's actually on the third CA that you can actually utilize
I'm
that.
pretty sure the second one. Let's see. Yeah, I'm pretty sure the second one is in effect already when he does that. So on the second CA, you get Orcan and you get the skill 3 back. And then the third time, it's it is a significant thing, but in the grand scheme of things, it is a nice to have and not a like needed
It's kind of
thing.
boring.
Yeah, it's kind of boring. The third time he just does a really gigantic like Alethea level nuke.
It's something that like most characters just have as their bonus on the CA already.
Yeah, it's a bigger number than normal, but
Also, his CA turns unworldly.
yeah. And
Yeah,
that is noticeable in certain content. So you'll
it
see
has a higher
him.
cap, so
Yeah, exactly. Um, and then the third thing is he does have a non-selfish buff, so he does have water switch and water damage lowered for the whole team, which
3 turns.
yeah. Um, it's kind of redundant because well, if you don't
You're an
have
Earth.
yeah, if you don't have 5-star Kaim already, then you know, and you're not using him frontline, then sure you can use this newer uh, grand character, sure.
But
Uh,
Kai has way better versatility. Literally has four of all four buttons.
mhm. And then this does have some utility in that so every time he CAs after the second CA, he will always dispel after a CA because that's the part
That's
right here.
that's all right.
hmm The last parts of
At
this,
least
mhm,
at least he has debuff immunity.
yeah,
So
he has debuff immunity, he has dispel immunity, and while this water switches up, he only takes 5,000 damage at a time.
it's that's cool and all, but we were balanced around Sarah like a billion years ago, where we just do a billion hits, yeah, as punishment for taking a CA.
Yeah, uh, the the double defense still helps against that though. So all right, and so like the thing about this is that it's very generically strong. Like he boosts after he does his nuke, then this nuke is going to get amplified, and that thing also hits like several trucks stapled together with the 1.4 million natural cap. Um, and so if you just want to slam damage, then yeah, he's there. He will just he is an engine that just keeps going. Um, he does prefer you to have CA turned on. Uh, some people don't like that, but you know, he's just good at what he does, right?
It's just that he wants your CA turned on, but he also buffs his normal attack amp.
hmm
That's one of the weird parts to me.
Yeah. So he wants to do things regularly, but not over and over again. Like he doesn't want to see a loop. He just wants to CA every what? Three turns is reasonable. 3-4 turns,
It's
and
just
that's a
we have to get to the part where we're actually triple attacking.
yeah.
So you have to at least get to the first CA naturally.
hmm But yeah, like there's a bunch of things that he does pretty well. He just like I said, he's extremely solid with some really high numbers. But we're used to high numbers now, and so he is a very solid all-arounder. Is basically uh, where we're coming with this. It's like if you like him, you will use him, and he will be good at pretty much every level of content. Where he really where things get really interesting and weird is the weapon. So every time there's a new grand weapon out, we look at two things. We look at its use as a main hand. It's an earth sword, so people ignored it. And then we look at the skills. So here's Death.
We moved Death Strike here instead of being on the Exalto.
Yeah. So here's Death Strike. It was very common in Earth to turn off your meter gain and just swing with Chaser. Now you don't need to turn off your meter gain if you don't want to. Here's Death Strike. Uh, and then the interesting part is stratagem here. So the way to get your amp out of this weapon is to crit. And Earth crit hasn't really been a
It doesn't
thing.
exist.
Yeah. Like the weapon that people readily go to for Earth crit was what is it, Cerastes, which is pretty dated by today's standards because it's big crit and then CA? Question mark?
Hey, you kind of want CA.
True.
Anyways,
Yeah. There's also the
you also like also like attack modifiers.
yeah. Was it? No, it's not Forbidden Memories. It's I have to go through Antheria. Uh,
Is it
it's
the Earth one,
yeah,
the one that gives like healing?
yeah. It's like it's mostly used as a healing weapon. It's Forbidden Silence. That's what it was. So it's like crit, yes, big crit, but it's also healing and stamina, which is the main
It always
reason
has
that it saw
stamina.
use. True, it does have an attack modifier. So once you're past those two, though, and those are pretty limited weapons, like Sarasti is limited in that it's not very good.
What's the multiplier on medium crit again?
It's not very good. It's
Because
fine
this weapon gives a
itself.
medium crit.
Yeah. But honestly, when it comes to those things, you're looking for characters because 100% crit on a character is something that is uh, a feature of a lot of like popular buff characters these days. So, for example, like uh, Yatima can eventually guarantee that for your entire team. For
I just
example.
realized this is medium death strike.
Hmm.
I'm so used to big death strikes. I like the numbers felt really off.
Right.
Like, why is it 3%?
Yeah. Um, and so after that, you're like, okay, who is readily available who buffs Earth crit? And it's like, Kag. And it's like, that's
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 that's been
sad.
too long of buttons.
And also, it's a 50% chance and not 100%. So yeah.
Yeah.
And then the thing is that of course we go to the current like maxed out hotness for Earth stuff, which is Valentine's Bunny.
Oh,
Because
cool.
yeah,
Let me go
exactly.
back in time real quick.
Yeah, exactly. Where it's like once when she gives you Snuggle Bunny, then you have crit, you have supplement normal attack damage, and you have 100% debuff resistance. And so during these 5 turns where you are Snuggle Bunnied and you have the Siegfried weapon, then you are a god. Like you have amp from that, you have supplement from her, you know. Um,
It's easier if I just like look at the crystal ball from Aru.
mhm, yeah.
And behold the orb. I just looked at Amelia and I'm like, why is that 70% chance of crit? This character was made not that long ago.
Yeah, so Arulamea is the most accessible form of this whole thing. Like, Kag is sad. The weapons are mostly sad for it, unless you are dedicating yourself entirely to the Heidelhymne? Heldenhymne.
Something in German.
Yeah. So, Arulu, it's not reliable the first time. I think she CAs and then she gets them all, was it?
I thought CA was
It
you
just.
get rid of the cooldown
Oh, that's right. So it's not guaranteed until you've done it four
like a couple
times.
times.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, like it. Um, Arulumea is one of the least reliable. Makura, when she does it, is reliable for the first 5 turns and only those first 5 turns.
And also you have to have that character.
You also have to have that character, and so yeah, the requirements for this are a little funky.
Oh, we can have a Spymer's Edge as your main hand. Yeah.
Yeah.
You
So.
better have just main handing this weapon. Yeah, it has crit up
Hmm.
for 2 turns after CA.
But yeah, this was interesting because it's it requires the most work out of any of the recent grand weapons, which I think is fine. But
Problem is that there's the grid space is already too busy, and
mhm,
your boost right now at skill level 15 is 1.4%.
mhm,
So like, thankfully there's a calculator at the bottom,
yeah,
and it's like, see here, so summon, you have character passive. If you're just one-sided, one weapon is 6% of the 20%.
let's see. I don't have the Medusa weapon, so no Optimus
And that
there,
was me including
there,
Exalta, which already takes 3 slots.
sub summon, character passive.
if you're
6%.
two-sided with if you're two-sided with no Exalto, it takes 7.14%.
Hmm.
And it's like, is it worth trying to like cap that out? Who
I don't think
knows?
it's worth trying
It
to cap it
absolutely
out,
is.
but people are definitely sticking anywhere from 1 to 3 in. 1 is very, as usual, very good. After that, it is the continuous juggling of weapon skills to figure out what your preferred loadout is. Like our friend Isaiah has been spending a lot of time like looking into which situations call for how many of this weapon.
And you also have to pay attention to the fact that you're already also losing defense for having
Yes,
this in.
minus 10%. Which, you know, if you're using the Arulu version of trying to get your crit, then you're like, okay, yeah, sure. Anyway, so yeah, that is pretty much the Siegfried release. Anything else to say about that?
Where's my nerd?
Yeah, yeah, I know. They did make us wait for Grimnir the longest out of all four of the original disciples too. So
Yeah, we got Kokoro first. That was the entire joke for like that year.
hmm. All right. So those were those character releases. Uh, I do wonder what they'll be doing for Flash, given that they released Siegfried in advance of the Lion Stirs rerun stuff, and then later this month we have what is it?
We have an update. We have a.
We have Zalhamalina coming in. We have oh
I
yeah
don't
we
know how
have
you're gonna fix that character.
we also have Full Metal Man as the rerun. That's right. So there's a few options for that from characters who were teased but not released, and by characters I mean just one, because we already got Erica and Anderson. So yeah. Oh wait, we already got Full Metal Man. Hold on, I pinned the
That
wrong
was a while
one.
back.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Let me go look at.
Heart of the Sun.
Oh, Heart of the Sun. I wonder who they'll pull out of that one. Watch it be a Ladiva alt. I would love that. A Ladiva or a Lisa or some of the wrestlers or something. Duelists, I mean. Eh, we'll figure it out when we get there. In the
Yeah,
meantime, whoop, go ahead.
and then United fights right after that rerun.
Yeah. All right. Something that's happening tonight, just a real quick coverage, because we don't have the whole picture, but we have enough of the picture to look. So Exo Ifrit's coming in. It is a bow main hand and not a harp ox weapon. Sorry, DJ.
Well, I can fulfill the conditions. Not many other people can though, because it sucks.
Hmm. Um, so given how difficult it is for some people to build the celestial weapons, um, then this is the most accessible Boogeyman main hand. Uh, I believe the CA portion, um, yeah, it'll be damage cap up, and I think it's also one more thing. I forget. But so here's the
You
weapon
can't we can't
skills.
you can't see it on your screen, Dom.
Oh, did it not? Oh, it's just not low enough. Understood. Sorry. Yeah, there we go. Unclean implementation, but here it is. The Exocrota. So every 20 hits that you deal to a foe gives fire attack up stackable and skill supplement stackable to the team.
Yeah, I talked with you about this already. Like the character that it clashes with the most is just a limited character. It's Aglovale.
Yukata Aglavale, who, I don't have, I don't think. So, you know, this is a useful set of buffs if you're doing the skill damage route.
Especially since Boogeyman exists now.
Yeah, Sei Kolpi's a hell of a skill. And so yeah, this will be pretty nice. Um, I do wonder how they will get us a second harp, or if they have any plans on getting us a second harp anytime soon.
I don't know. They gave us a bow, and bow was really easy to get from Mugen.
Yeah, so it is an improvement from Mugen because the mortality bow is what is it? Let's go take a look at this thing. Uh,
Mortality of bow is damage
normal
cap,
attack, yeah, skill
crit,
cap.
and fire attack up.
Yeah. So it already has the fire attack up. Let's see.
This is normal fire attack up, not stackable.
Oh, okay.
So it works with what's her face? I think it was which one's the one that cares about being fire attack up specifically?
Shiva.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it works with Shiva, but because stackable does not work with Shiva.
Yeah, that's still weird. A weird like non-carve out. But yeah, they this one's a little harder for some people to farm compared to Exo. Exo is at its base level is very easy to do. Um, so yeah, we'll see what happens for the next one. And then after that, yeah, we were not really talking about Zalha Melina until that happens next week.
I can't talk about it.
Right.
You get to talk about it.
Yeah. Uh,
Flare potato. You need rework, so that's the normal thing that happens.
yeah, that's true. Um, and then so this is it's a little unfortunate that this is a year that you're missing AX. I know that you don't care about missing AX, but
I care
it's
about the badge is Shugo Kiara. I care.
oh the badge is Shugo Kara?
Yeah.
I didn't see that. Um, but anyway, the thing that I was going to plug is hey look, that we're doing the annual GBF gathering here. Let me just put this over here and just leave it there for the near future. So once again, this is however many years straight that we've done this, not including the COVID years, of, well, Granblue Fantasy. We're 2 hours before the Uma Musume gathering. That was a very specific, intentional thing. I like being done in time to get to hang out with a bunch of friends at the Uma one. The Uma gathering's got to be pretty beefy this year because for some odd reason, in early July, the fan base will be very energized. Uh, anyway,
It's actually late June.
yeah,
It's like June 26th, I think.
it's June. Yeah, I know, but by that point, 1 week later, the fan base will be incredibly happy and ready to talk to Cygames and celebrate the release of their game. All right. So anyway, um, but yeah, that's it for this week. Next week we'll have Zalha Melina. We'll have freaking weapon skill filtering DJ. Nakamura asked for
Uh,
this 4 years ago and was told that they would have to redesign the system from the ground up in order to do it. It's like we'd like to do it, but it keeps breaking the build when we try.
oh, they found something.
Yeah.
Things we didn't talk about. Siegfried actually has animations.
Oh yeah. Did they? Let's see here. Uh, I wonder if they addressed the memory leak issue that I was seeing because Chrome
That doesn't
already,
surprise me.
yeah, Chrome already is an awful memory sink. Um, and
And yet, for whatever reason, everything uses Chromium.
yeah, but having the animations is real rough on the processor and the
Yeah,
memory.
it's different than Princess Connect, which has had that already, but is also a standalone app.
Yeah, this is just appearing in a standard browser. So yeah, Grand Series characters are going to get a treatment where they have animated home screen, like just people are calling it the live 2D era, and that's a pretty accurate assessment. So
It moves like the CMs that we used to see for Granblue Fantasy.
yeah. Um, who are you most excited to see in this mode?
Vera.
Grand Vera, her art's pretty cool. Let me see, because they have it for both of the arts, which is really It's really nice. Let's see which Vera. So there's her.
It's Light Vera.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm looking at the art. So there's her like in the kneeling position there, and then the other pose is. Oh wait, she has three of them. That's right, because
Yeah, because
it's
she is
5 star.
5 star.
Yeah, that's right.
I just want to see the lasers come down from the second one.
Let me just do it the other way real quick. There it is. Oh yeah! I haven't seen this art in forever.
Yeah, because 5 star came out a billion years ago.
Yeah. And then I do know the art one. The art one's just her regular standing pose, which is cool. But yeah, all right, cool. Yeah, I think the one that I'm most excited to see in this treatment uh, is probably Willness. Let's see here, Grand.
Can it apply to skins?
With just slap that ass and watch it jiggle as if he was a
Yeah.
freaking Azure Lane character or something.
Look,
I
we
mean,
want to improve sales.
yeah, I mean, yeah, I think out of this list, I would be very very happy with seeing Willness because they've been pretty good with fire effects and stuff like that. Let's see here, inventory pose, character details pose. Let's go to this uncap art and take a look at this again. He's so cool.
Yeah, with the dragon in the background.
Yeah,
I can't wait for him in versus.
that will be pretty damn cool. I do wonder how they'll differentiate him from Soares.
He can only attack once.
He just won't have triple attack. Well, they let Galleon run, so we'll see what
Yeah, they also
happens
let her
with him.
attack.
Yeah, also true. All right.
She's attacking a lot for a character that doesn't do anything as a boss fight.
Definitely just
And most of her kit revolves around not attacking.
chucks rock. Singular rock. Doesn't even chuck rocks, just one.
They don't even see it half the time.
Yeah, because you cancel it.
Yeah, it's the easiest one to cancel of all of them.
Yeah. The Oh wait, there is one more that I would actually really like to see, and that is the Eugen where he's hanging from the helicopter.
I forgot that's a thing.
It's I think supposed to just be the Grand Cipher. But you know, yeah, it is the Grand Cipher. But given that just a ladder hanging from the ship, I associate that with helicopters. This one's gonna be sick also.
Where
Oh
do we get
man,
this? How long is this ladder?
it's super long. Don't worry about it.
Why are we hanging from it? We could die. We're in the sky.
All right. Anyway, that's it for this week, guys. With that, thank you everyone. Talk to you next time. So I'll talk to you in 2 weeks at the longest.